Okay, and with that being taken care of, we do go to have Junkrat and Anduin being the bands, Stukov and Orphea. Man, those look like familiar bands to me, I wonder. But we do go to have Hager coming out from Ramsey on the side of Beyonce Gnolls. I really wanted to get better at Hager, but I'm just not. That's clearly what I need to spice things up. A little bit of Gnoll action. But we do go to have Hager coming out, being the first one. Hager, really good at Infernal Shrines, obviously has the opportunity to get the God Bounce, and just basically be like, okay, I'm gonna take this shrine while I go make a sandwich. Slice the ham. Come back. You've got an Infernal, it's great. Jason come out with Leoric. Leoric is an interesting character. I definitely feel like Leoric loses to Hager in a 1v1, so most likely Bloody's not planning on fighting 1v1. That does tell me that we're going to have a double Soki, most likely. We're going to have Astroski coming out with the Rhaegar. Tychus coming out with Comb. Comb going to go ahead and just... Okay, I was going to say, because Tychus is not as necessary to take down the Leoric. I was wondering if we'd have a big beef come out, and sure enough, we have Babinski coming out with Diablo, the wallbanger himself, showing up just after. I feel like Tychus and Diablo have one of those on-again, off-again relationships. They either hate each other and are just writing like death poetry about each other, or they're like going to prom. There's like no in between. I have definitely known couples like that. So with that being said, we do go ahead and have should probably look over. Nazebo gets banned out. No poison for the side of Beyonce Gnolls. We want no poison here, ladies and gents. On the other side, we are going to go ahead and see the last ban coming out of the side of Beyonce Gnolls, banning against Gambit Gaming, and they do go and get rid of the May. That to me says they want to be very, very aggressive. They're trying to take some of the defensive options away from their opponents. May is so good at zoning out the other team. It's just like, it's almost like May is like a school crossing guard, and you have to wait for May to allow you to engage. You start to move in, and May is like, nope, Blizzard comes down, and it's not like a nice normal Jaina Blizzard that you can kind of just move through quickly. No, you have to wait. You do not want to get anywhere near that Blizzard. It's bad. Murden does come out with the Gossamer trying to jump over the Blizzard, and then we do have Sylvanas, the Undead Horde Chieftain. But this is... My shirt is doing weird things. Izo coming out with Sylvanas. Now that does. Possibly, with Sylvanas, the big thing is that Sylvanas does allow every single Punisher to become a Frozen Punisher. So to a certain extent, Frozen Punisher is actually the worst for the side of Gambit Gaming Blur, because you don't actually get to do anything with that. But the other ones, all of a sudden, you have the Mortar Punisher that just pulverizes buildings, and also the Frozen Punisher because Sylvanas is nearby. One final pick for Dragons. We will not get a Brightwing. We will not get an Alex. Deathwing is a possibility, but not much of one because Leoric's already been picked up by Bloody Drapes. Drapes is one of the only characters that I know, or the only players I know that plays a mean Deathwing other than Traxxas, but Traxxas is not in this game.
Will rise again.
And we do have Harkin coming out with, oh no, we have a switch. Harkin gonna be on the Banshee Queen, and Greymane coming out with Izo. But you freaking know it. Of course I am. What else is there but nonsense? We'll get into the game right now. I will get predictions up. Put your money where your mouth is. Tell me who you think is going to win this game. And I will see you in just a bit. Bad, mouse cursor. Don't do that.
Prepare
So, coming into game number 1, representing Gambit Gaming Blur on the blue side of the battlefield, we do have Gossamer coming out on the Muradin. We do going to get Bloody Drapes on that Space Lord Leoric. Harkin, coming out on the Sylvanas. Astro Ski going to be on the Rhaegar, the Bite Wolf. And we do going to have Ezo playing the Greymane. But meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, trying to oppose them, trying to deny them victory, we do have V playing Tassadar. Opiates is going to be on the Malfurion. We do have Tychus in the bottom lane being played by Comb. Babinski on Diablo up near the top lane. And then we do have Ramsey playing that there Hogger riding out. They are spreading out at the beginning of the match in order to make sure that Sylvanas Cheese is not available anywhere. But no, Sylvanas Cheese is trying to be a thing. Well, Moby, if you look up towards the top of the Twitch thing, there'll be a thing that's predicted with channel points, and it will say predict, and you press the button, and you put points down. Okay, that's a little loud. Let me turn this down just a bit. Don't want to be overpowering. So it does look like we've got a rotation up. Ramsey needs to be a little bit careful. There's a lot of people nearby, but nope, Ramsey does not get caught out by it. Knows exactly what's happening. There is going to be Comb at the bottom. Bloody Drapes trying to move into a Comb. This is a little bit dangerous, although not as dangerous as it might seem, because obviously when Comb uses the D, generally speaking, Tychus doesn't move, and it's super easy to drain hope at that point. Looking at our level 1 talents, we do go in. I'm so glad I can see level 1 talents. I'm not stuck in the wrong overlay anymore. We have absolutely no questing talents. Obviously, Stormbolt has the automatic quest. And the Black Soulstone has the automatic quest. But in terms of actual pickups, no one's grabbing them. Alright, we do go and have the Shaman Camp moving out of the side of Gambit Gaming. Going to move out a little bit further. This may be an opportunity, because this means that the Shaman Camp for the side of Beyonce Gnolls is going to be engaging under their own towers. Slightly easier to defend. There's Babinski. Babinski goes ahead and great play right there. It's minor, but it's big, where you go ahead and move the Shaman into range of the towers first, so it just gets taken out very, very easily. We do go ahead and get the both sides. No, not both sides. This Shaman Camp is being picked up by Gambit Gaming. No answering one. They are moving into their opponents. Gossamer going to go ahead and get this started. A lot of the enemy team is up north, but Sylvanas is left alone trying to oppose this Shaman Camp. Though without anyone really pushing, it looks like V is moving up into that area. We have Astro Ski and Ezo, so a little bit of a camp advantage so far for Gambit Gaming. They have taken, at this point, 3 of the 4 camps on the map. Only the top Shaman camp was picked up by Beyonce Gnolls. Definitely a thing that they're going to have to be a little bit careful about. Also, Comb, that's, I mean, like, you're not in danger, you can retreat pretty easily, but be careful. We are going to have a priority. Gossamer goes in and bounces out. There is a battle in the bottom lane, and Sylvanas not moving in, so this is an advantage for Gambit Gaming thus far. Or not Gambit Gaming, for Beyonce Gnolls against Gambit Gaming thus far. And there we have the bounce. Tasmanian Devil style. Up to 15 so far. Gossamer's taking a bit of damage, but so is Diablo. The Soul Shield is out, and we've just got the Hoggers just going through the entire world. Up to 23 so far. Harkin looking very, very, very not healthy. And Comb is writhing on the battlefield. Bloody Drapes is down very, very low. Trying to go ahead and stay in this, but it's going to have to go ahead and fall back. Gossamer, there is a wall in order to be like, yeah, you better not be here. This is not a place for blurs. And with that, we have the Mortar Punisher, as well as the first kill, as Tassar goes ahead and catches lightning underneath the feral puppy. We do have a 1-level advantage and a talented advantage for right now, but that passive experience is going to be picked up in just a second, and there are the level 7s. We do go and have Gossamer leaping over that thing. Harkin going ahead and taking a little bit of fire to the butt, trying to go ahead and survive this, but not going to be able to. We have the rest of the team just trying to blast this down. There's only so much that Punisher can survive for, but it will go ahead and distract long enough that they're... No, get the tower! Oh my gosh, Beyonce Gnolls, you do not understand what this is doing to Moby-Wan. Moby-Wan is just, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. The tower went down, Moby's okay. You're gonna have Opiates and Comb moving around. Ramsey goes ahead and moves back and forth. Doesn't want to move out. There's a lot of enemies in this lane. You go ahead and just soak passively. So, Joselle, Hogger has an ability. Let me go ahead and click on Hogger so I can show you. So, his Hog Wild ability... Oh. After to become unstoppable and uncomfortable sin towards a target direction, ricocheting off terrain. Ricocheting off terrain refreshes duration. So, as long as Hogger just keeps bouncing off of the terrain, he basically becomes eternally unstoppable. The only time he loses it is if he ends up not being able to bounce, if he like gets off and like tries to bounce here, misses the terrain, and then he will lose it. But yeah, that's why this map lets Hogger do the God Bounce. Middle is the easiest one to do it on because of these 4 pillars, but all of the places have it, where you can just bounce back and forth between them. It's when you actually end up kind of bouncing there, then up, then back down. So being able to know geometry is very, very important for a Gnoll. Alright, we do go and have this going in. Tassadar is doing a great job with the lighting. I almost am sad that Tassadar did not go. Oh, Babinski's super, super low. We'll get out with about 300. There is the hog. And there you saw, because he bounced up here, bounced, and then came down. He actually stopped about there. Because he can only go so far before he bounces. But it looks like this fort is getting pummelized. That's a word. Gambit Gaming just coming along and saying, you know what, we don't need to win the Punisher. We don't need to win the objective. We just need to, like, knock you away for just a second. Right, that is being picked up. The Shaman Camp will move along the top of the map. It does have to be responded to. Both teams do at this point have their level 10 talents. We do go ahead and get Cursed Bullet, Wailing Arrow, Entomb, Avatar, and Ancestral Healing coming for the side of Gambit Gaming Blur. On Beyonce Gnolls, we do go in and get Commandeer Odin, Lightning Breath, Black Hole, Tranquility, and Shockwave coming out. This will also be the top shrine. This will be a Frozen Punisher. So it's the least helpful Punisher for Gambit Gaming because they do go ahead and have that Sylvanas already. And yet Moby-Wan, that is a good point. Yeah, unstoppable, but he still can take damage. He can still be killed. Oh, okay, Gossamer goes and moves out. And yeah, down here, Tychus is just going ahead and riding this in. Has to go ahead and trying to push this forward. Does not want to let this move in. That means it is going to be a 4 versus 5 up top. But they already are up to 15 skeletal minions. The Ancestral does come out, goes in and saves that. We do go to have the Entomb coming down, but you know what? Unstoppable means your walls mean nothing to Hogger. He's like, I put this wall in the way, and Hogger says, I'm unstoppable. But you can see the Hogger starting to get very low. Just go ahead and manually cancel the bounce because he's like, I cannot stay in this. I do not have a lot of health. But there is the Tranquility coming out of Malfurion. The Wilds call out. Harkin going in. They are pushing into the bottom here. That is this one advantage you have. Oh, Unstoppable ends up getting slightly bounced off, but Gossamer's super, super, super low. And there's Tychus going in, getting their second kill, getting up to... Now, here's the thing. Tychus has this Master Assassin. It increases his attack speed by 10%, but if he gets up to 15 kills, it raises an additional 15% for 25% total. Doesn't do anything until that 15th kill, so he is 2 out of 15, but it won't help for another 13 kills. Alright, Tychus goes in, goes in with Commandeer Odin, gets a lot of damage, going and trying to move into this, and there is the Equalizer. Both teams have now lost the fort along the top of the map. And we do go into Hogger. Hogger goes in and drops a little loot hoard right there. It doesn't last for very long, but it lets him very easily infinitely bounce because you're making terrain. That is the only terrain that can be created that Hogger actually cares about. I'm unstoppable. I don't care about, you know, walls that you put up, but I care about walls that I put up. And I almost missed it, but we do have Bloody Drapes going ahead and getting the Entomb around a Malfurion. Malfurion went straight to prison, and then straight to hell. You know, not for very long, only about 20 seconds of hell, then they'll be back. Hell has a revolving door, don't you know? There's a nice double stun coming out of the Murden. Babinski goes in and gets the flip going in. Lots of damage. There is a Tassadar wall in order to force the disengage. I have to wonder how much of that actually happens, where the Tassadar's just like, no, get back. I will put a wall up so you can't keep engaging. It does look like down here, Bloody Drapes is working, but here comes Ramsey. Does go ahead and Spooky Ghost, but Spooky Ghost Walk, slight miss on the Entomb. No one actually gets caught in it. A lot of damage coming down onto Astro Ski, and there is the Fire Breath. We do go and have the Skeleton going back into the Abyss. Not going quite to hell, does get to stay here in the middle of the battlefield. Can't do damage, but can try and go ahead and drain hope in order to come back even faster. As of right now, it doesn't show me, that's sad. You've cheated Death 4, but if he gets that drain hope off, it actually causes his death timer to go down. Nice little pickup. We do have the third Arcane Punisher going to come up in the middle of the map. Not for about probably 45 seconds, if I had to guess. Yes, hello, Opera. I love you. Alright, we do go ahead and get a lot of damage coming on through. Here's the battle of the shamans. The real question will be who starts taking, and this shaman started to take a little bit of damage. Didn't last for very long. No one is up here right now, so it is going to be a question of which one will actually die first. Here come the reinforcements. That is bad, but the shaman is starting to take damage. Did the, I think the, no it didn't. I probably should pay attention to the actual game instead of just this random battle between two shaman camps. Do go in and have a fort going down in the bottom. And the shrine is now active. The Arcane Punisher can be moved to. Both teams are starting to move that way. Although a lustrous and luscious camp is distracting the side of Gambit Gaming. I forgot their name for a second. No bully. Alright, there is the Lightning Breath. They went ahead and caught them in the Entomb, but Diablo has a lot of health, and when there's only one way to get to Diablo, and Diablo can breathe fire down that one avenue, it may not be the victory you actually think it is. I learned a long time ago, and granted, I don't think the Blade was actually going for Diablo, but when you get Diablo, it's not always the victory you think it is, at least not pre-20. After 20, and when Diablo can't press his buttons, it's much better. So this will be the Arcane Punisher. These two are still going at it. Okay, the Shaman did finally die on the side of the red team. I like that call of we lost a person, we're going to lose out on this. But here comes... Okay, we have Drapes getting caught. They're not looking at Drapes just yet, but this Odin wants it. There is the... Oh, get ready, he's right there. Yes, Tygus does go ahead. Big old grenade comes down, stops the Ancestral, and there's a kill onto Greymane as well. We do go and have Beyonce Gnolls riding high, riding forward. They did go ahead and take out Middle Fort as well. So both teams have now lost 2 forts, but there is catapult pressure starting to build up in this top lane. It will have to be dealt with at some point.
Red team's Punisher has been slain.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot the Punisher was a thing. That would explain why the fort just kind of randomly died in the middle of all that. Alright, Opiate's moving out. It is a 3 versus 4 up here. Babinski moving in, looking for this. There is a knife. We do go and have Self-Ancestral, Best Ancestral being used out on that. Nice Cursed Bullet comes out, just really cuts down Diablo's health pool. Cursed Bullet, for those of you that might be named Joselle, just instantaneously does 35% of the current health. So using it on a full health hero just knocks them down to 65% health. Alright, we do go now Beyonce Gnolls picking this up. Meanwhile, both top shaman camps are picked up by both teams. Are they going to leave them alone and just let them, like, have a Royal Rumble up there? They might. Nope, the answer is no. They're going to go ahead and let the shaman camp push in the top lane, forcing a response by their opponents. But here comes the set opponents now, looking for that response. Alright, it does look like, for a moment, Gambit Gaming does have the advantage up here. Hogger's not yet in this fight. We do go and have the big fire breath coming in. Gossamer very low. There is the Hog Wild doing the bounce. That is the level 20 talent picked up. I'm kind of surprised that GGB came into this fight knowing they were down 20s. But it looks like they will not get punished. No kills are picked up, but a lot of ults were committed for not a lot of value. Only Ancestral is still up on the side of GGB, whereas their opponents do have Commandeer Odin, Tranquility, and Shockwave.
Another shrine will be ready soon.
And no, Joselle, what someone said is that the game is no longer being actively developed. So if you're looking for a game to grow with, it won't be the game for you. And you shouldn't play it just to play with someone. You should play it because you're legitimately interested. Right, lots of damage on the Gossamer. There's a double stun coming out. Babinski goes ahead and gets a Cursed Bullet. Lots of damage coming through. Going ahead and moving back. There is a Tranquility out. Go ahead and heal up Babinski. There we have the Commandeer Odin is engaged. Izo taking a lot of damage, and that is going to be the first kill onto Hager. This is going to be an advantage. But Bloody Drapes, there is a nuke coming down. The big red button is pressed. They're still fighting it. We still do have Beyonce Gnolls trying to move in here. There's the Lightning Breath. Lightning Breath going ahead and incinerating. We do have the wall coming up, but the wall will not actually hold anyone in place. We do going to have 20 versus 20, but it's still a 4 versus 5 in favor of Gambit Gaming Blur. Opiates moves forward. There is the wall. We do have, right now, Gambit Gaming is starting to run away. They still have 15 seconds before Haga comes back, and I do not think they can fight this anymore. Okay, but, Diablo went in deep. Diablo was looking for it, and they actually do get a kill onto the Greymane, surprisingly enough. 39, there's no way they're going to stop the 40th being picked up, and here comes the Frozen Punisher, but this means Greymane will not be alive for the engage. Alright, so here we have the Punisher moving forward. Going ahead, a big ol' stun comes down, catches Babinski. Diablo does not have an unstoppable, cannot just absorb that stun. But they have to be a little bit careful, they being Gambit Gaming. Moving in here is a little dangerous, just because it is 4 versus 5. Granted, the Punisher kind of evens that up some, but it still is not the we get to be aggressive. Just be a little careful. Babinski goes ahead and avoids. And there is the nuke coming out. Astral goes ahead and has to use the Ancestral. We do go to Babinski. Babinski gets held in place, but the Punisher is not down. Punisher is down to about 30% and his own core right now. This is going to be a retreat coming from Gambit Gaming. They smell blood in the water, and they do going to have the Grimming back and running across the battlefield, looking to re-engage into this. Oh, here comes the cavalry. Babinski looking, does not quite get the smash, but Gosper right in the middle of a lot. Nice stun on Cone Rise. Cone tries to go ahead and use their ability. Gosper goes down low, but does not get picked off because Tychus could not fire. Merton used the power of Ring the Bell, went ahead and put a hammer into a helmet, and then Tychus just kind of went woo, woo. That's a very technical sound. Testar did have to go back and deal with this. We had a Shaman Camp on Core. Core has not taken any real damage. You can see 100% up at the top of the screen. It does have shields protecting it for the time being. We will have a middle Punisher coming up. It will be Arcane. Probably about 40 seconds. Z taking a ton of damage. Went ahead and tanked a lot of this with his face. Here's Astral Ski moving forward. They're trying to look for this. They want this final fight. Harkin going in and starting to move forward. Babinski right in the middle of a lot. Double stun comes down. There's the silence. The silencing entomb is big. Tychus cannot press the buttons. Tychus goes down. Hogger goes down. Diablo goes down. We'll have souls to come back, but this is travesty. This is terrible, and that is almost a full wipe. Only Tassadar is spared by the virtue of not being in that fight, and here comes Gambit Gaming. They are looking. They are walking past the forts. They say, we don't need you. We have an open path to core. There's only 2 bodies in the way, and we're going to have to make that less. There's a stun coming on to baby Diablo. The Diablo does not have health, but is close enough to get back into the Hall of Storms to start healing. But the Hall of Storms is not where you want to be. You have to defend this. Here comes the Lightning Breath. We're going to go ahead and try and take all of this out. There is the Black Hole going ahead and moving everyone away. Harkin getting targeted by the forts. Babinski moving. We're down to 50%. We are still 30 seconds away from reinforcements. 15%. GG is called. And yes, game number 1 does go in favor of Gambit Gaming. Okay, so that was difficult. That was a lot of talking all at once at the end. But we do go and have, in terms of hero damage, V does lead the way with 84,000. Second place with Tychus, very, very close, only 5,000 behind. This is why early game we saw so many pickoffs. I think at one point it was like 6 kills to 2. But man, we had Gambit Gaming start cooking there towards the end. Gaming does come in with 71. GG Ezo, not going to forget about you. In terms of healing, we do have 131,000 healing coming out of Astro Ski. OP is coming in with 99. But as I always point out, when the biggest damage dealers are on the red team, the fact that the mostly healing is on the blue team, it kind of makes sense. And then we do go ahead and get, in terms of the soak, I'm going to call that dead even. Like, you end up with 18,900 versus 18,300. Harkin and Combe putting on a clinic. Talent-wise, we got those. Looking at the Leoric, we do go in and get, oh, interesting, Consume Vitality, followed up by Kneel Peasants. So really, really, really trying to prioritize being able to take out those mercenaries and monsters. That does help with Shrine Clear. Hopelessness, in order to have that extra range. Did go ahead and go for the attack speed. And then Buried Alive. We saw that to great effect. Buried Alive kind of single-handedly won the end of that fight, into that game. I don't play Hogger as much on the prowl at aggro range, seeing red. And we did get that that's what it's called, no control. But with that, I will see you in game number 2. Don't go anywhere. In the in-between, please be aware that this weekend, I am putting on a fundraiser for the Lupus Foundation of America. Here are the details on that. Hello everyone. We are once again collecting money for the Lupus Foundation of America on May 5th, 6th, and 7th. So, mark your calendars, come by, contribute money to a fantastic cause. We're going to be taking down bosses and overcoming challenges. So, hit ! bosses in the chat. We'll go to a website to see what we've got lined up. Discover a new game, re-experience one of your favorites, and just hang out and help an amazing cause. Hope to see you there.
sister, you're all I know. Little sister, you're all that I know. Little sister, you're all I know. Little sister. Half light in the slip, we let the night pass. That fine red lipstick in your wine glass. I was so frightened and bitter when you found me. A little light you shimmer all around me. Don't worry, honey, I've nothing to do. Tonight's for making sweet music with you. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. I can feel you breathe. Sweet are the days of the soul search and pleasure when deep in the days I can hold you to myself again. Relive the memory map, I couldn't want more. I give you everything that you ever want for. Don't worry, honey, I've nothing to say. Tonight we wash all your worries away. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. Breathe. Breathe. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel you breathe. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel you breathe. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. Honey, I can feel your heartbeat. Baby, I can feel you breathe. Towers of Doom.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 2 between Gambit Gaming Blur and Beyonce Gnolls. Yeah, move! No bueno. So we do go ahead and have the Junkrat coming out of here. Junkrat looking the junkiest and the readiest. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm lying to you right now. Junkrat is not looking like any of those things because Junkrat is banned. You will not find Junkrat in this game anywhere. So don't go and looking. Orphea does go ahead and come out of there. Same initial bans as last time, I believe. Vast different though. We're going to have the Brightwing. Going to be nowhere to be found in this upcoming game. Brightwing is a global. Definitely does not is not something you want to deal with, because of course Brightwing could go ahead and whenever there's like several altars at once, you know, one altar is secured and he's just immediately supporting the other one. And Stukov is banned once more. Alright, Babinski goes in and grabs the Johanna. Johanna not taken out will definitely be taken by Beyonce Gnolls. But Bloody says Bloody really, really likes Leoric for the double clear, and I do not blame that. I don't blame that at all, because Captain Bloody, like, Leoric is really, really good. I think does not pressure the wall as much as Azul does, but can soak very, very safely. And Astro coming back with the Rhaegar. Superhero Anduin, the lad, coming out protecting Stormwind while looking like a heckin' Robin. And there is the Dragon of Time. Chromie coming on out of there. It looks like a gnome, but trust me, she's a dragon. She's also the only trans character. Here's the storm, so that's cool. Alright, first band coming out of the side of Gambit Gaming will once again be the Nazebo. Exact same bands and so far picks coming out of the side of our victors of game number 1. A little bit of a change up coming from the side of Beyonce Gnolls. And by a little bit, I mean I think every hero is different. 100% is a little bit. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and jelly spoons. Alright, we do have Murden. Okay, Harkin at least going for something else. Harkin will not be the Sylvanas this time around. Sylvanas was not banned, but Harkin just is like, I don't need the building pressure as much. We're going to go in and go with Valhalla. Take everyone out with our emo-looking Demon Hunter. We do go and get the Samuro. Samuro is such a mean character. Beyonce Gnolls pulling out all the stops. Here's the thing though, Samuro is not as good at double soak, but super, super good at the push. Leoric's gonna have a hard time holding that Samuro back. And then Lunara, Hoppy Deer, is also, say it with me, the best deer. Last pick from GG Izo. Gagizo. And it is going to be, we are going to have, well, shut my mouth. I said we wouldn't have Sylvanas because Harkin took Vala, but I am incorrect. So, before we go, I will get predictions up, but there's a word from our sponsor. Sponsor says more food, please. And I will see you guys in the game. Every single time, I swear to George. So, coming in for the blue side of the battlefield, victors of game number 1, we do go and have Astral Ski playing the Mecha Dog. We do have Gossamer as the king of Ironforge. I don't think he's the king. I think I'm lying to you. We do go, I don't know. We do have GG Izo playing the Banshee Queen. Bloody Drapes playing the Skeletal Lord. And then we do have Gossamer playing, oh, is it? What have I not said? Okay, we do go ahead and have Harkin playing the Demon Hunter of the Diablo Realm. They are the blue team. They are the Generals of Genocide. They are Gambit Gaming Blur. Meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and get, representing the red or the orange group, Ramsey playing Hoppy Deer Bestier. Comb is going to be going ahead and running around on Johanna, the Crusader. We do going to have Opiates running around on the Anduin. We do go and get Thee on the Chromie. Up at the top lane, we do go ahead and get Samuro, the Blade Master, being played by Babinski. There was a cheese. They did get one of the towers down before the opposing team actually got down here to respond. So a little bit of bonus experience from that. Alright, we are going to go ahead and have Bloody Drapes moving up. Already having difficulties dealing with the Semro. Semro moves back. Gonna want to come in here and make it a little bit uncomfortable for Sylvanas. Meanwhile, we do have Bloody Drapes trying into this. But it is very, very difficult because Semro can just sort of like avoid being Drain Hoped. I'll go ahead and tell you my opinion right now. That Semro is bullcrap. I am not a huge fan of that hero. I hate leaning into them. There's Bloody Drapes moving into the top lane. Let's look at our level 1 talents. We do go ahead and get Deep Breathing coming out of the Chromie. We're gonna go ahead and be dropping Sky from the Ether. Bloody Drapes trying to get out of here. Nice body block from Babinski, and oh my goodness. That's a double slaughter coming from the side of Beyonce Gnolls, going and taking out the aggression from Gambit Gaming. We do go in and have about quarter level advantage right now, probably from those 2 kills. Gossamer moving back and forth, trying to go ahead and see if they can interrupt rotations. A little bit of damage onto Harkin. Harkin did take Greed of the Hunter, but so far, the Johanna's been doing a great job of just punishing Vala every single time she moves forward. Only 11 stacks, about 3 minutes into the game. Alright, Babinski going to go ahead and get this top altar, but with both Leoric and Sylvanas up top, that does mean it's a 4 versus 3 down here at the bottom. It's going to be hard for Gambit Gaming to move in and actually try and take this, and indeed, no, Opius goes in and gets the channel. Those go in and get knocked across, and we're going to have 4 shots, 8 total, going into the core of Gambit Gaming below. You know what? That's going to become official, Moby. Greed of the Hunter. I actually really like that. So yeah, at this point, it looks like the Semro has, interestingly enough, like, changed the way this map has to be played. Oh, bloody. Because, like, Leoric can't leave, but also can't move out into lanes. Okay, that was kind of insane to walk out there. I'm surprised. Game 1 was on Infernal Shrines. Game 1 was on Infernal Shrines. Game 1 ended up, I have to say that Beyonce Gnolls was winning Game 1 until about level 15 or 16. Probably 16, that's a talent tier. And then all of a sudden, we started having a much more even game. And then level 20 got here and the, like, Buried Alive happened. But we do have a kill coming from Gambit Gaming. Gambit Gaming goes ahead and takes out the Lunara, is looking for this bottom 4, and this is where the field starts to shift. Both teams are at level 8, but we do have a slight experience lead on the side of Gambit Gaming. They are looking for this right now. We do have them channeling both altars. Bottom altar is captured. Top altar is captured. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. So yeah, they are not. They are looking with hungry eyes. They're looking for want-filled eyes at this bottom one. Would you go ahead and have a little bit of damage coming from Ramsey? Ramsey goes in and gets. There is the stun onto Astro Ski. Yeah, and that's the problem. Now I do have to say, did Drapes at level 1 did go consume vitality? That will help, because if you hit the clones with that, it still counts. For those of you that don't know, consume vitality gives him back 4% of his overall health every time he hits a hero with his Q. And of course, there are 3 heroes in lane against him, but they do get the fort. Super low health bars here at the bottom, but we do have Gambit Gaming securing the fort. Oh, Moby, thank you very much. Thank you for taking $2.50 out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. They're not staying to fight over this, and immediately we're going to have a turn. Lunara did go ahead and actually got Blossom as well at level 4, so it's not that good into buildings.
Take the altars and put an end to the grave.
There's Gossamer coming through. We have Babinski running around, being a clown, trying to go ahead and knock this out. GT Ezo is over here. Will Comb be able? Yes, flashlight goes off, and Comb is not able to channel that. But, keep in mind, we do have sappers moving through the bottom of the camp. They will be 3 shots if they get through. But you go in, there is the light bomb. Light bomb goes down with Gossamer. Gossamer does not have a lot of health, but there's the stun from Harkin. Harkin goes ahead and gets to 50 stacks. Does have a little bit extra hatred now. Oh, Bloody! Will Bloody survive? Yes, Astro just barely gets the heal off. Bloody is not dead yet. No, he's not dead yet. You can dance and you can sing. Oh my, Babinski, you mad person? And the battle continues? Alright, there's a stun coming down. Unstoppable is used on Johanna. Oh, but the shield misses. They tried for the Captain America shield, but it did not land. However, there's a bunch of sand coming out. However, we do end up going down to 20 health on the core of Beyonce Gnolls. 29 health for Gambit Gaming. This looks like Babinski will reclaim this tower. The Sapper Camp is picked up, but that will not matter as much as the tower goes down. It depends on how quickly it gets through. It can theoretically walk past here before the tower comes back up and is targetable. The rest of the team is not making it a point to come down here immediately. That may be a mistake, but the tower is about to come up, and the Sappers will rush into it almost immediately. And now it's going back in the direction of the Raven Lord. Both the Raven. We are, after all of this time, keep in mind, at 1 kill to 2. Twice as many kills on the side of Beyonce Gnolls. They're coming back, but here comes Gossamer and Ezo and Ski looking to rush in here. They do have the advantage of that is their tower. There is the stun comes through. The mind control misses. There is a massive light bomb, catches all 3 people. We do have sand falling down, sand falling from the heavens. But it does look like with the healing and 4 versus 5, it's going to be a retreat coming from the side of Beyonce Gnolls.
The altars have risen. Activate them now.
It is 4 versus 4 at this point, but there once again are sappers moving in. If they leave, that's 2 shots. If they don't leave, that's 5. Looks like the Entomb did miss Babinski. They're not able to pick that up, but right now, there's almost twice as many hit points on Gambit Gaming score as there is on Beyonce Gnolls. Even though I feel like Beyonce keeps doing slightly better and slightly is able to push their opponents back, they're not winning the macro. They're not able to hold buildings. They're not able to, have advantage when it comes to these objectives. Right there is the Captain America shield, followed up by a night bomb. There was a stun to stop Comb from being able to move forward. Lots of damage to the Vala. Vala getting down to about 20% health. Needs to be careful. We have the slow fall sand in order to maximize damage against that building. Mind control comes back, but there is the pullout. Sylvanas says, come in, come here. Anduin says, get back over here. I feel like Anduin and Sylvanas are just like having a quarrel. They're my friend. No, they're my friend. All right, we do have 3 objectives coming up. This is definitely a moment where they need to do something. If all 3 of these get turned in by Gambit Gaming, that will be the end of the series. I do believe this is a best of 3. No one has told me they're going to best of 5. And you wouldn't normally anyway, because this is the, after this there are 2 more rounds. There's the finals and there's the grand finals. Not tonight, though. Alright, that's bad. Ramsey goes down. Comb super, super low and also goes down. It does look like we've got... No. This might be it. I think they've done it. I think Gambit Gaming has actually managed to do this. Babinski's trying for a last hurrah. Wants to get in there. No, the clones target Bloody Drapes, not targeting Gossamer. And there are the 5 shots. That is it. We do have GG called, or should be called, because that is all that she wrote. So, let me see if I can go ahead and get a interview up and running. As soon as I find the Divi chat. All right. And while I wait and see if anyone is going to be joining me, we do go ahead and get, in terms of the overall damage, Ramsey leading the way with 36,000, 35,000 coming from the, and we do go ahead and get Iso coming out with 32,000 damage over the course of the match. Healing-wise, we do have Ski leading the way, but as I always point out, look at the damage. There was more to heal. Looks like I am joined by Iso and Bloody Drapes and Harkin.
What's up?
How's it going?
Going pretty well. How are you all?
Good.
Pretty good.
Kind of a gimme question to start us off. How are you feeling right now?
Good.
Adequate at best.
That is our first playoff game as a team, or playoff match. I think it went well.
Well, I mean, the results definitely seem to favor you. I do have to ask, in game number 1, it certainly felt like you were on the back foot. It certainly felt like that Beyonce Gnolls were winning in the early game. What did you guys do in order to turn that around? Was it just a talent thing, or did you change strategies?
To me, yeah, kind of. It was just a talent thing. Like, I kind of made. I don't know if Greymane was really the optimal pick there, but I picked it, and he just kind of like, in team fight wise, he just feels like he sucks until like 20 to me, and then he feels really good, and that's kind of how it felt. I don't know how everybody else felt about the whole match, but I know they have much better shrine control throughout the whole game, and we had to just keep killing punishers.
I felt
Go
like, other than our team fight, like, we were obviously not doing great in team fights in the beginning, but I felt like macro and map wise, we were pretty even, and it was pretty close. Like, I didn't feel ever that we were really behind in that matter. or same thing with experience. Like it just felt like we couldn't really get the team fight that we were looking for and that we wanted until that late game swing.
I would definitely agree with that. Like, there was commented in chat that your clear was insane. Like, you kept not getting punishers, and the punishers kept not getting a whole lot of value. So, just because of the power of how much you were able to clear. So, to a certain extent, I guess that was what your draft was designed around.
Yeah. I would say it was mostly like kill Diablo kind of thing, is why we went kind of like double auto attack there. But it certainly does help on the Punisher.
So I do have to also say, Drapes, that
Yo.
silencing Entomb at the end of the game, I'm pretty sure that single-handedly ended the game. Like, how loud were you cheering when that happened?
I wasn't because I missed a few of them, and then I heard Ezo say they watch the flank. They like the flank, so I waited on the flank. They blew 2 ults, and that's when I came from the flank and nailed their backline. So it just was happenstance that literally Ezo said it a minute before that. So other than that, I probably would have missed it.
Well, well done, Ezo, but also well done, Drapes. The key part of any team is you working together and actually seeing a plan and executing.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out.
So, moving on to game number 2. Game number 2 was, of course, on Towers of Doom, and it was I swear, like, for a lot of the game, I saw you guys fighting for, I felt like 5 minutes at a time, and nobody ever died.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was another double auto attack game, and it's just a little bit, the damage is a little bit pew pew, and people can walk away.
I do have to ask, what led you to the decision of double auto attack into a Johanna?
That one, that really was just about. They took away my normal like roam hero on that map, which is Zeratul, and Ski was Astro Ski was shot calling for us, and they said they wanted to more stick to bottom or whatever. So, but I knew it was going to be a tough matchup for Leoric top. So I was like trying to split the difference between all these different concerns. Like I wanted something that was good in the 4-man and like the 4-man push bottom, but also could roam a little bit and take pressure off the Leoric versus Samuro matchup, because I know that that's really tough. So it really wasn't about the auto attack. It was just trying to get the right hero for the situation.
So, and then, yeah, speaking of Leoric, I felt so much pain for Bloody when I saw it was going to be Leoric into Samuro. I saw early on you tried to do the normal thing of double soaking, and then Samuro was just not letting that be a thing.
Yeah, but then, of course, I'm complaining in comms that I'm having a hard time. So somebody was like, just be where they're not. So I'm like, all right, I'll do the Bruce Lee. I'll just be where he's not. So I just tried to make him keep guessing. And if you were watching, like, towards the end, he would go and viz and try to go down to mid and block me, but then I'd stay top and hit a double set of waves. And then I just kept trying to change up my whole strategy. It worked. And then once I hit 16, Samuro can't hurt me. So
Absolutely.
you're 16. And I'm, double soaking faster.
So I also have to say, Harkin, how? Because I kept getting very, very, very scared, because it almost seemed like that Chromie had homing sand. Like, it was just constantly just smashing you. How frustrating was that? And how... Do we need to call a doctor? Is your heart okay?
You know what? I have a little sand in my eyes, but I think I'll be okay. No, actually, to be honest, like, I think this is the calmest I've ever been in a match. Like, especially that last game there. I mean, yeah, that sand kept smacking me, but it was just like, I don't know. I've had a really good feeling about the game and just kind of wanted to keep pressing forward, because like our team was just geared for really good fights.
All right, and that definitely looks like it worked out for you. So the last question I have for you, obviously, you are all members of Gambit Gaming, but what made you decide to be Gambit Gaming Blur?
Well, I wish Gossamer was here to answer this question. He says it's based off an ability from World of Warcraft or something. We've been accused of trolling one of the other teams.
I thought it was the band.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know there was a band called Blur.
Woohoo.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, it was really just we were there was a Gambit Gaming Creed, and immediately we thought of like, the joke is like it's named after that band Creed, so we decided to do the same thing. And hence forever it shall be.
Well, great answer. I love how you're like, I don't know the answer, so we're just going to make up our own mythology and go with that.
Yes.
But with that being said, those are all the questions I had for you. Let me go and turn it over to you for any shoutouts you might want to give. Oh, actually, I do have one more. You are now looking at Souls in Slow-Mo for the Coastal Final. Any predictions, any words you want to give to them? Because I'm sure they'll be reviewing this.
No predictions, really. I mean, I think both series were 2-1, I want to say, and I think there was like a lot of close games. So I expect the same, basically.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
forward to
looking-
facing them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going against Antris in the offlane. He always gives me a good run for my money. So.
Yep.
And I mean, we came into this one, and I'm like, yeah, Ramsey's a better offlaner than me, so let's see what I can do to make it work, and thankfully, it
All right.
should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely makes sense. So, with that being said, now I really will let you give shoutouts.
Yeah. First shout out to Beyonce Gnolls. It's been a lot of great games this season. I think I want to say it was, we played them 3 series, and they were all, good games. Shout out to the rest of Gambit Gaming for supporting us, and shout out to the team. Not everyone liked some of the things that that I was asking tonight. Like I was asking Bloody to pick early and stuff. There's some groans, but everybody, kind of did it, and it all worked.
I'm the resident complainer.
No, I appreciate it.
No comment.
I mean,
Hey, I'm
and-
an offlane diva. It happens, man. It was-
and finally, yes, thanks to you, Rocket, for casting. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure. So,
Yep.
with that, I'll let you enjoy the after party. We'll look forward to the finals next week. We'll figure out who we get to have casted. It'll probably be a little bit of a brawl because there's less games and all the casters aren't coming in and demanding.
Right. We enjoy being fought over. Look forward to it.
Right?
it was quite nuts.
But good games, good night, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
With that, we're actually going to go over and raid Taco. There are a couple of other games happening, but it looks like all of them are in final interviews or just finished. So hopefully this game is still going on. That is the hope. I said hopefully that is the hope. You know what?